Hey, hello, good afternoon. Today it's just past 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a Thursday. It's a bit colder than the previous weeks, actually. It's, I think, around 18, 20 degrees, something like that. And it might be raining later on. So we'll see what the day will bring. Today I want to talk about the poems I made. Just to tell it in a small little story. I believe in the afterlife and I believe in reincarnation. I came to that because I had that feeling my entire life that I went to Earth before. I also remember when being a baby that I felt things and that I felt people surrounding me, and because of that I could think normally. That was really strange, but I remember it very well, and that wasn't a delusion. When I did got off track, I tried to go to the afterlife in feeling and within my mind, only to learn that I wasn't right with everything, because fantasy and reality, when having too less knowledge about the afterlife, you might fantasize things about the afterlife and project that on the reality in a way. So that's really difficult. So I read Jozef Rulof, and I was very pleased and very happy with reading his work. You have to read it in order of appearance, but all my questions were answered. Is there an afterlife? If so, how do we go there, and how does it look like? Jozef Rulof could make journeys to the afterlife when going to sleep, and he wrote books with spirits about those journeys, and that's really cool, because you see there is an afterlife. You have 7 dark spheres, you have 7 spheres of light. The dark spheres and the first 3 light spheres are still bound to the earth. So we are all on a different path, but we all come and go from the afterlife higher to the highest spheres eventually, then to end your reincarnation cycle with your twin soul before you go to the afterlife, the higher places of the afterlife. And eventually to new planets, also with your twin soul. In matter of fact, there are at least 20 planets where we will go to. And it's new knowledge, so not everyone knows about it. His work came out around the Second World War, and he passed over in 1952. He did make 27 books, and I can recommend it to everyone. If you're interested, try reading the first 2 books. Because the first book is a sort of introduction book, and the second book is that he follows 3 persons who pass over, and what they thought when living on Earth, but also what they think when arriving in the afterlife, and to see that it's really there. If you like it, you can continue, like I said, in order of appearance. And if not, then not. But then a bit about the introduction of Jozef Rulof. So I would say that the afterlife is real. It's really there. There's no burning flames and things like that, like you can hear in the Bible. But it is a dark place. So don't do bad things, because the afterlife is real, and you have to go back and forth to Earth and the afterlife until the end of your reincarnation cycle. So, make it good. Because if you do good things in this life, you will pick the fruits from that in your next life. If you do bad things in this life, then you have to make good for the other things in future lives. And the more you do good, the more you will have, benefits, How do you say that? Because it's really there. So like I said, reincarnation. So you had many lives before. And you will get many lives as well in the future. So why not start with making a difference, It's universal love, that's what I want to say. But the mind can do weird tricks. And for me, like being psychotic, I got stuck in labyrinths with time, in anxiety and in fear, and projected that on everything. But, the inner core from yourself is really deep. But it can also be very deep in a labyrinth for eternity. but it is still a labyrinth, and you can get out of that labyrinth by letting go, and then letting go of time, and then you will see and feel universal love, and that you can see. Maybe I can't do that at the moment, but maybe, who knows, in the future, within a couple of lives, that you can look back in past lives, and that you can have contact with the afterlife like good mediums can, because it's really there. It's a new knowledge of spirituality, and we will all change because of that. Because some people are like the living dead. They live on earth, they don't know what they want to do, they do only bad things and things like that. But think about future lives. That's really cool. For me, it's like a dream come true. There's no death. Your body will stay behind, and your spirit and soul will continue to live on, and then from one life to another life. It's beautiful, it's bliss, it's love, it's God. So that's very cool. And then we'll go to new planets eventually, closer to the home of Christ. Because Christ, when looking at all the planets in the universe, came from the last planet back to the afterlife from the earth, and was born on the earth via the afterlife, and was trying to tell us about God, and about life after death, and about reincarnation. And that he couldn't. We know the story, of course. But it was also said that after him there would be a new person who would tell the teachings of Christ. And I believe that that is Jozef Rulof. So it will become the new work everyone will read in the future. Maybe not now, but I think it will in 100, 200, or 300 years or so. And that we can change for the better. So that's very cool. Then we can make new societies. When going to school, you can learn about afterlife, you can learn about your own mind and feelings. I think that's very important, because many people can become depressed or burnout or other things, but you need to find your own inner core again, and that you will look further ahead down the paths of other lives. I think that's very cool. So you will change, and everyone will change, and then there will be like good relationships. We all get good relationships then, because nowadays it is possible that you choose for someone, you marry, and then 4 years later you get divorced, because most likely is that they aren't in the same sphere. If you find someone who's in the same sphere, you have a great life. And yeah, I would, that would be cool. But there isn't a twin soul for you, so don't get, if you don't want it, they're thinking about bad relationships. You can be on your own very well, but that's for everyone, for his or herself. The mind, labyrinths, time, Drost effect. I had when I was psychotic. Now it's like I can step back and have a look at what I encountered and tell about it. But when being sucked inside a psychosis, what's reality? I keep on saying that, but what is reality, And how deep is your inner core, and how far are you in your mind, in fear and anxiety? You have to let go of all of that, and then see that God is really there, that it's really true. But a different vision a bit, and you don't have to go to church, things like that. You can also go into nature, of course, to become more in touch with the universal energies and things like that. I really believe in that. So that's for today a bit. I hope it makes a bit sense what I'm talking about. I hope we can change society, and I hope that, because you will be more in universal love, you will be more in peace within yourself, and that's beautiful. Love and peace for everyone. Okay, bye bye.